Hello friends, it's so good to be back here again. Thank you so much for always tuning into my channel. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your love and your support so far. You guys have been awesome and I want to say thank you. And don't forget, this is SAFRON Media and we are in the business of giving you the latest, the hottest, most reliable and authentic news. So guys, if you're here and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Ensure you hit the subscribe button immediately and turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because that is the only way we get to know that you saw our video and you liked it. And also right here we have a very interesting news. And of course, we all know that the insurgency in Nigeria is actually not something to really joke with, because it seems to be getting worse by the day. And of course, leaders of CAN, that is the Christian Association of Nigeria, has called on the president and other governors that the same way, the same energy they are using to tackle the COVID-19, they should use the same energy to also tackle killings and insurgency in Nigeria. And I think that is a very good one, because I think much effort is not being put out by the government to ensure that insurgency really stops. Because if the same energy and the same drive is being put by now, I don't think that one group should still have strength over a nation. And I think it's just because it's not being taken really seriously. That is why Nigeria still suffers this level of insurgency and, terrorism. But all the same, let us see how CAN has been able to establish their own kind of support for the government, and what they think that the government can do to reduce the to tackle killings and insurgency in Nigeria. And of course, we know that the government has really tried over the issue of COVID-19, because they are really working hard to make sure that the spread is not moving fast and the spread is being reduced. And of course, if such energy is being also put into the insurgency thing, by now Nigeria shouldn't have any. Even if they would have, it should be very, very minimal. Not still talking about some groups that still are attacking people in some areas and all of that. But all the same, let's see how things go and what CAN and the Cleric have said to the government. The Vice Chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria, Kaduna State Chapter, Reverend Chris Anga, on Sunday urged the Kaduna State government to extend the same zeal it committed to fight against COVID-19. The same zeal it committed to the fight against COVID-19 to tackle killings in the state. And of course, we should also understand that this is really not a state kind of thing fight. It is a federal government fight. It is something that the federal government should work on, not about states, because how much can state really do? Those states can do a little, but it's gone too far for states alone to handle such insurgency. So by now, it should be a nation's fight for peace than allowing just a state to fight insurgency in a particular state. But all the same, let's continue to hear what the Bishop Aga has said, or the Cleric has said. Aga, who is also the resident pastor in charge of Universal Reformed Christian Church, said the killing in the state, which has led to unimaginable loss of lives and destruction of property, was worrisome. The Cleric said the killings required government's proactive measure, just as it did to contain the spread of COVID-19 pandemic in the state. Speaking during the first Sunday service after the COVID-19 lockdown, he called on the government to put more effort in ensuring that peace returned to the restive southern parts of the state. Lighthouse Church Kaduna on Sunday said it would maintain virtual church service for now. The church pastor Joseph Onilede, in a statement released to newsmen on Sunday, said the church would not resume physical service for now. The statement said the church will maintain online broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram for now. And of course, that has been the order of the day in Nigeria, where church has been online. And of course, that is the one of the best thing to actually do in a time like this, because of course God is everywhere and can see us all wherever we are. But at this point of Southern Kaduna insurgency, I think this should be a serious issue to be looked into by the Nigerian government, because the issue is getting worse by the day. And if it continues like this, a lot of people have lost their lives, they've lost their properties, they've lost loved ones. And it is not a good thing. Foreigners will not want to come to a place where there is unrest. And of course, I think the federal government by now should really be able to handle all of this. They should at least find out what and who is still causing all this restiveness in the country. And it should be totally eradicated, because they have enough hands, they have enough soldiers that can do these things, and they have detectives that can actually find out what and who is sponsoring all of this. And of course, there will be an answer at the end of the day. But I think just because enough energy has not been put in that area, that is why the insurgency is still on. If the same energy is being put, just as it is, if they put enough energy, just as they put in politics, I guess insurgency would have been a thing of the past in Nigeria. Imagine the politics that is going on in Edo State. If the same energy that is being put to win elections are being put to ensure peace in a particular state where there is restiveness, I believe all of this should be a thing of the past. So I think it's just a matter of prioritizing. Nigeria should learn how to prioritize and put the right things first. Okay? Let the right things be put first so that other things can move forward. When there's peace, politics is sweet, it is easy. Okay? But when there's no peace, you can imagine, even in the face of politics, people are scared of coming out to vote because they understand that there is unrest. So people will be so scared to come out to vote. So these are some of the things that Nigeria should actually look into and ensure that there is peace in Nigeria. Let us not leave the things that are important and go for the things that are not. Peace is very important for any nation. So Nigeria should work more on things that will bring peace to the nation so that a lot of things can work well for Nigeria. All of this should critically and well analyzed before they think of, fighting for who is going to win for this and who is going to win for that. Just like they say, democracy is a government for the people and by the people. And also, not just that, whoever is in power should be able to protect the lives and the property of her citizens. So if all of this it's actually playing out, they should fight for peace and not just leave things to happen on their own accord. No, all this should be really looked into. The same energy they put in politics, the same energy now that has even been put in COVID-19, the same energy should be channeled into, working on peaceful coexistence of Nigeria, and also ensuring that any form of insurgency is stopped in the country. So that is from me. I want to hear from you. What do you think can be done about the issue of insurgency in Nigeria? Do you think things should continue like this, or things can actually be worked out drop it in the comment section. We're waiting to hear from you. And also, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.